Hi guys, welcome back for another One Piece card game video. Recently, OP01 has come out in English, so congratulations to all of you who picked up some booster boxes. Hope you guys have some good openings. Let me know if you pull anything really cool in the comments. Today I want to show you guys my green OP01 kid deck, and I'll talk about some of the strategies I use when I play it. If you'd like to see more One Piece card game videos in the future, please like and subscribe to support the channel. We're currently on our way to 1,000 subscribers, so any help would be appreciated. Let's start with the leader card, Eustace Kid. So what you can do with this one is you can rest 3 Dawn and throw away 1 card, and you can reset after attacking. That basically means he can attack twice. This is super useful. That means that Kid is actually one of your big heavy hitters. So that means at the end of the game, if you have Eustace Kid 7 Dawn and you're resting 3, that means you can attack for 12,000 twice. This is a really useful ability. You can use it from the start of the game all the way to the end. It's a really key part of the green deck. The next card we have is Demon Face. This one, I only keep 1 of it in the deck. It costs 6, but it's super useful because it can KO 2 cards with a cost of 5 or under. Around the mid game, a lot of your opponent's cards are going to be 5 cost and under, so being able to just KO 2 of them without actually attacking is really good. Next we have 2 Straw Swords. This one can rest any card, so you don't have to worry about the cost. This is really useful against the purple deck because they have a lot of really high cost, high power cards that you might want to get rid of. You might just use these to rest some blockers so you can get some attacks in, but yeah, these come in handy quite often. Next I have Paradise Waterfall. This is a counter 2000, but it also lets you reactivate one of your cards. One of the best ways you can use the Paradise Waterfall is if someone's attacking your 8 cost kit, you can block, maybe let's say they're attacking for 8,000 just to hit it. You can block with your other Eustace kit and then counter, that goes up to 9,000, and then it also sets this back to active so it can be used a second time. Very useful card, especially when you're fighting against greens. You need to use these Eustace kits. Next I have 4 of Ezo. This one's really useful because not only does it have a 2000 counter, but it can also on play rest a card that's 4 cost or under. This can get rid of a lot of blockers and things that are in your way. So you can either take out the blocker or attack the leader. Next I have 4 of Jewelry Bonnie. This one's great because it has a 1000 counter, but the most important thing is that it can be used multiple times. You spend a Dawn to play it out and then rest a Dawn to use it. Lets you take the top 5 cards of your deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jewelry Bonnie can be used to search for any supernova. Those are members of the worst generation like Kid and Law. These are gonna be some of your most powerful cards, so being able to select them out is really useful. Next I have 2 killers from the starter deck. This one is not that powerful. It can just KO a 3 cost or under, but it's pretty useful in the early game. Also the trigger just lets you play the card, so you can get rid of blockers and things. Maybe you rest something with Ezo or another card and you can get rid of it with killer. It's only a 3 cost, so not bad. Next I have 4 of Apu. This one is only really used for the plus 2000 counter. I personally don't like using event cards for counter because then I have to waste Dawn. So just being able to put this one out for 2000 is really great. I have 4 of this Capone blocker. It's kind of a staple of the green deck. 1 cost blocker is very expendable but very useful for saving other cards that you want to keep around. One of the most common ones is early on you play out Jewelry Bonnie. You don't want her to die right away because you want to reuse her ability to search for cards, so you will probably actually protect her instead of your leader with these Capone blockers. I have 4 of this X-Drake. This one is really useful because all you need to do is put 1 Dawn on it when you attack and it's rested. Then all your cards, including itself, gets an extra 1,000, so that goes 5, 6, 7,000 for it. Your leader will also be 6,000 then. It also works for any other Supernova or Navy card. I have 2 of Basil Hawkins. This one's a little difficult to use, but if you can get the right situation, it's quite strong. So if it has 1 Dawn, it's up to 7,000, and attacking a character card, it can reset back to active again. So you can attack twice with it if you're hitting a character card. You do have to hit a character card first, so you can't just go for the leader. But you can go for a character, reset, and then attack the leader. That's pretty useful. And if you use it in conjunction with Law, you can actually reset it a 3rd time. So that's really good. And it will surprise your opponent. So let's go on to this one. I have 2 of these Laws. It can reset a 5 cost or under Supernova card or Heart Pirate card. So Basil Hawkins is one example, can be reset. You can't do it on some of your bigger cards because it's only 5 cost or under, but stuff like Basil Hawkins, it'll work. I have 2 Beppo cards. These are just for the 2000 counter again, just like Apu. I have 3 Okikus. She can, with 1 Dawn, she can attack for 6,000, and she can rest any character card with 5 cost or under. So that will help you get through blockers and other cards that you want to attack. This is a very strong card, very useful. I have 4 X-Drakes. This one on play can KO a card cost 4 or under. So if you rest a card with Okiku or Izo, you can KO them with this. It costs 5 and it's 6,000 power, so it's also pretty good for attacking around the mid game. X-Drake's KO ability plus his ability to attack makes it a really useful card, I would say. I have 3 of these killer blockers. These are another addition to my blocker deck. I have a lot of blockers in this deck, and this is one of the useful ones. I only have 3 of it because it's a 2 cost. If you have 3 character cards out and you put a Dawn on this blocker, when it blocks, you're able to draw 1 card. So that's pretty useful. It also will work even if it blocks and goes back to active for some reason. If you have Paradise Waterfall or something, so you can get an extra card. Here's one of my favorite cards. It's the Law Blocker. This card might not be the strongest in the deck, but it's the most fun to use. When you play out this card, you can pick up any character card and put down a 3 cost card in its place. One example of what you can do is rest 3 cards to put out Izo. You rest someone's blocker. Let's say they have 2 blockers and you need to get the kill. You put out Law for 5. You rest 5 Dawn. That means you can pick up Izo and you can put Izo back down again, do the on-play ability a 2nd time, rest the 2nd blocker, and then attack with your leader. Maybe you have 5, 6, 7, 7,000. That will be a pretty strong attack for 1 round. Another example is you could attack with a card like Okiku to rest someone's blocker, then play out Law, pick her up, put her back down, and then she is active so she can't get attacked, and you also have a blocker to protect her. Then she can attack again on the next round. I have 2 of the Eustace Kid blocker. It costs 7, but it's 7,000 strength, so it's a very useful card. Another thing that's cool is that if you have a Dawn on it, when you attack with it, that's 8,000, and then at the end of your turn it goes back to active, so it can be used as an attacker and a blocker. And this guy is really good at defending this guy, 8 cost Kid. This is one of the most powerful cards in One Piece card game in OP01. This Eustace Kid character card has a few things that it can do. First of all, when you rest the 8 cost Kid card, you can play out a cost 3 card or less. So for example, you could play out a blocker to defend it. If you have a Dawn on your 8 cost Kid, your opponent can only attack character cards called Eustace Kid, which is this card. So basically, you force your opponent to attack this card. They have to get at least 8,000. That means they're going to be using a lot of Dawn. And then you can, if you have some blockers out to defend it, you can block them. Let's say you have 2 blockers out. They attack for 8,000. You block with this. Use Paradise Waterfall, put it back. They attack again for 8,000. You can block it with your 2,000 blocker. and then they're still forced to keep attacking this. They have to attack for 8,000 again. You can use your blocker again. Then they still have to attack this 8-cost kit. And so sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes you actually want to let it die and keep your blocker around. But yeah, basically it's gonna waste a lot of their time, and then you'll be able to attack with maybe your leader, and this card, you know, you can reset it. So you can have a lot of like powerful attacks at the end of the game if you've got 8-cost kid and at least a blocker or 2 out. So in my deck, these are basically the stars of the show. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 different blockers. I have Okiku and Izo who can rest my opponent's card. I have Drake who can KO and attack. I have Law who can block and swap cards. I have 8-cost Kid who can take in a bunch of hits. He's kind of a tank. And I have my leader card which can attack twice. So all these cards together make for a very defensive and pretty fun to use deck. So anybody who's getting into OP01, you're gonna have to watch out for a lot of these cards. And you're also, if you want to play as green, these are probably some of the cards you're gonna be looking to pick up. The leader card and these 2 blockers are in the starter deck, and the rest of these are in OP01. So you'll need to get both. Here's an image of the full deck list from Nakama Decks. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to help support the channel. Thanks for watching!